I was told at one point, a lot of the times you hear, that's your past, that's history. Forget about the past, forget about the history. But I was told by an Asian wise man at one point that one must look at their history and their past in order to find their future. And so for me, I am so much grateful that my grandparents decided to migrate towards Chihuahua, Mexico, so that this way they can make me an American citizen. With the laws that are taking place today, I am so grateful for their migration, or else I wouldn't have the opportunities that I have today. And for a lot of those who don't know, who have been here and do not understand the history of Homeboy Industries, we need to recognize the fact that there is lots of history. And it all started with one man, and this man is Father Greg Boyle. I was blessed to be raised in the housing projects as well, in Boyle Heights, where Father Greg first came to do his missionary work. I lived 5 houses away from the church where Father Greg was the parish, the priest, and I also went to the Lord's Mission Catholic School. And I remember the day I met Father Greg, I was 10 years old, and I've seen him, and at first he was just a man on the bike. Father Greg, the white dude on a beach cruiser, trying to figure out how to get to the bottom of the gang problem. And at first he would become disrespected. I remember a lot of the times he would become rejected. Not a lot of people were in tune with this dude. Like, who is this man who's this outsider trying to get to know us? And gradually and slowly, after becoming disrespected, after becoming, tortured by the LAPD and everyone who did not believe in his vision, Father Greg stood tall and stood his ground, and he put himself through lots of sacrifice to continue to hold his vision. He first started with the bakery. Luckily, he was able to get some funding to start the bakery. We started to make the Homeboy tortillas, and I remember when the tortilleria, at one point Tony Barragan was part of this. And so when he started to build it, and after watching how much he struggled, his blood, sweat, and tears, and gradually how it started to ignite, and now here we are 26 years later, and we have this big old building that Father Greg probably didn't envision at that time, but here we are. So what I'm trying to say with this is that we must continue to recognize our past and that history and what Father Greg went through in order to build this mansion for us, or this sanctuary for us. And so we have to be grateful on that. And I always fight, and I'm very passionate about Homeboy Industries and what Father Greg's been through and went through. And I'm trying my best, and we should all try our best to hold on to the essence of that vision that Father Greg had in mind from day one. And that's something that we have to continue to withhold in order to really ignite what Homeboy was meant to be and not become distracted. And in order to do so, one must recognize their history and their past in order to foresee a great future. And I leave you with this, and something that I always hold within myself and that allows me to become patient, is that those who come first shall come last, and those who come last shall come first. Remember your past, remember your history, so that we can build a great future. With that said,